That's the welcome presidential hopeful Bernie Sanders got on his first stop in a two-day trip to New York.
And this will be the second visit today to the capital region for his campaign. And today he'll be at the Empire State Plaza.
That's where we find News 10 ABC's Samantha Damasio, who is live with the details on today's speech. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, Nicole. That's right. The first time he was over at the Armory ahead of those April primaries. This time he'll be here at the Egg. And despite not getting enough supporters for that Democratic nomination, he has not dropped out. In fact, he says he's just getting started, which is why his speech today is titled, "Where Do We Go From Here?" He'll talk about his so-called political revolution that challenged Hillary Clinton's campaign. The Vermont senator says his drive against economic inequality and his work to change the Democratic Party will continue.
And what our campaign has been about and is about is saying, sorry, we're thinking big, we want real change.
And this event today is free and open to the public. Doors will open around 11 o'clock. It will be held inside the Louis A. Swire Theater here at the Egg. You can depend on News 10 to be here and give you full coverage both on air and online. For now, we are live in Albany. Samantha Damasio, News 10 ABC.
Happening now, ramping up in New York City ahead of this weekend's Pride March. This, of course, is in the wake of the Orlando terror attack. The march kicks off in Manhattan on Sunday. It marks 2 weeks since the terror attack where 49 people were killed and 50 others were hurt. Organizers are expecting more than 1.6 million people. There will be both uniformed and plainclothes officers in the crowd. 2 teens each being held on $6 million bail for targeting a gay nightclub in California. Police say 19-year-old Brandon Staples made terroristic threats to a high school, which led them to evidence of his involvement with a paintball attack at a gay nightclub the day after the nightclub massacre in Orlando. He and a 16-year-old boy arrested this week for hate crimes. Members of the LGBT community say they're relieved.
God that the police caught him now. You think about Orlando and how violence escalated.
Unfortunately, we've all heard of these tragic stories where you have these young kids or young adults that start off on social media just with basic threats, and then the next thing they do is they're starting to commit violence.
Staples will be arraigned in Stockton, California later this afternoon.
A 4th grade teacher and girls varsity soccer coach has been charged with DWI. State police say Brian Bold was pulled over in Brunswick with a blood alcohol content nearly 3 times the legal limit. Bold is a coach and teacher in the Bird Hills Ballston Lake School District.
A sensational murder trial underway in central New York. Leaders of a fringe church charged with killing a teen because he wanted to quit. 33-year-old Sarah Ferguson took a stand yesterday. The Oneida County DA said Ferguson whipped her 2 half-brothers with an electrical cord so hard it killed one of them. Ferguson is one of 9 people on trial for the beatings inside the Utica area church.
This morning, we're learning more about the number of corrections officers punished in the wake of the upstate prison break last summer. Right now, at least 32 employees have been either suspended, reassigned, sent to counseling, or retrained. All of this coming after Richard Matt and David Sweat escaped from the Clinton Correctional Facility in Dannemora. During the search for them, Matt was killed and Sweat was recaptured and returned to prison. We'll check out these pictures of the Skylar Inn in Menands and the Holiday Motel in Schoharie County. Investigators say they found scrap metal piled behind the buildings and evidence of hoarding. The images support a new report on living conditions in homeless shelters and motels across New York, many found with exposed wires, mold in bathrooms, and structural issues.
It is 6:08 right now and 54 degrees. Overnight, western wildfires forcing people from their homes.
Tough situation.
Like driving into the apocalypse. It was driving into hell. It was awful.
Coming up, how far this fire has already spread and what's being done to help people right now.